Before we dive in, if you're into unpacking political power through psychology, go ahead and subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss new episodes. This content isn't about outrage, it's about insight. And if that matters to you, help us share it. Have you ever watched a political leader say something that just hit, but later you realized it didn't inform you, it just scared you? That's not just speech writing, that's emotional engineering. Fear is one of the oldest political tools on Earth. It doesn't need facts. It just needs volume and repetition. Because fear doesn't ask your brain to think, it tells your body to react. Here's how it works. Fear bypasses the prefrontal cortex, your logic center, and activates the amygdala, the part of the brain that processes threat. And when that happens, we stop looking for information and we start looking for safety. And that's where power steps in, with a solution that seems simple, even if it's wrong. This is where emotional manipulation becomes leadership strategy. It's not about policy anymore. It's about positioning. I'm the only one who can protect you. We saw this in full force during the recent presidential elections in the United States. One candidate recently said, "If I'm not elected, your neighborhood will be overrun, your children will be in danger, and the country will collapse into chaos." That sentence wasn't built for your brain. It was built for your nervous system. And it works, because when people feel unsafe, they crave control. Even imaginary control feels better than uncertainty. That's why fear is such a powerful manipulator. It doesn't need to be accurate. It just needs to be believable under stress. Let's go deeper. In psychology, this is called fear-based persuasion, and it works by exploiting three things: threat salience. You remember threats more than neutral facts. Cognitive narrowing. When afraid, we focus on survival, not nuance. Authority bias. We're more likely to trust someone who promises safety. Combine all three, and a leader doesn't even need to offer good ideas. They just need to offer certainty in a time of emotional chaos. That's why the other is always part of the script. It's immigrants, or the media, or woke culture, or elites, or patriots. Whoever the group is, it becomes a target, not for logic, but for fear displacement. Because when a leader can tell you who to fear, they're halfway to convincing you who to follow. But here's the problem. The more fear is used as a motivator, the more it hardens into identity. You're no longer just concerned about the issue. You're suspicious of anyone who isn't afraid with you. That's how authoritarianism doesn't arrive in boots. It arrives in slogans, in speeches, in us versus them stories told so often they start to feel like truth. So how do you protect yourself? Ask yourself this when you hear a message that makes your heart race. Is this leader offering me a real plan or just a reason to panic? Because responsible leadership doesn't amplify fear, it helps regulate it. Manipulative leaders want you afraid and reactive. Accountable leaders want you aware and engaged. And those two sound very different when you stop reacting and start listening. If this episode gave you a new way to understand what's happening around you, give it a like and share it with someone who's feeling overwhelmed by today's political noise. And don't forget to subscribe, because people shape power, and psychology explains people. This is PE3 Perspective.